Morning. It is 20 to 4 on Monday morning. Busy day today. I've got to go to London to do a small job. Hopefully it'll only take me the morning. Then I've got to drive up to Northampton to try and get a part for one of my crimpers for my power pack, and then I'm down to Oxford, which is where I'm staying overnight, to go to work on Tuesday morning to do some 500mm singles. So hopefully everything works out and everything gets done, because if I don't get this part, I'm not entirely sure of what I'm going to do, whether I have to hire something or what, but I'll have to cross that bridge when I come to it. So I'm hoping to land in London around about, what time? 5:30 or something like that. So I'll pick up with you then. Here we are back at Waterloo, deepest, darkest London. I want to go and try and rectify this bit of a cock up I made. What I've done, unbeknownst to myself, I nicked two cores when I've stripped the inner sheath back. I nicked L1 and I nicked the neutral, and then as I've bent the cable, it made it worse and it was showing up on the QA. So I'm going to go and try and rectify that now. Bloody rank amateur. So there we are, that's the repair. The brown and the blue with the heat shrink. The heat shrink's rippled a little bit there, but there's not a great deal I can do about that. Anyway, while I'm here, he wants me to go and have a look at one more thing and then I'm away. So that's the little job I had to do in London today. All the way to London for that. But if you don't make things better, you won't get any more work. So off we go. Typical London. Suppose this is what you get. Look at him. Lucky bugger. Right, that's the power pack fixed. I've come to Jointech in Northampton. I'd like to give a massive shout out to Simon, who works here in the high pressure department. Absolutely saved my life. Wonderful. Got the hose fixed, got the fitting in place, so now it's on from Northampton to Oxford. So that was London, Norfolk to London, London to Northampton. Now it's Northampton to Oxford, and then hopefully we get in the bed for the night and on site in the morning and get some 500mm singles crimped up with my, well, it's not new but working hydraulic crimper. Yes. As Hannibal of the A-Team used to say, I love it when a plan comes together. One happy bunny. Right, here we are in a not so sunny Oxfordshire. I've got some 500mm singles to do. I'll show you outside in the mud. Not used to mud. Got the old, oh, hang on. Why can't I make that? Idiot. Got the old welly boots on. So I'll show you what I'm going to do in there, and then I'll show you outside, and I'll show you underneath. It's going to be alright, this. Be alright. Right, what we've got. Can you see? So, where's my hand? Right, there it is. So that, what they've done, so the company, Schneider designed this, by the way, right? They knew the size of the cables going in, so they know the size of the lugs, because you can just go, yeah, we'll get a lug and we'll put two together, and we'll take the centre of the hole on each lug, and that's where we'll drill our hole. But no, they've drilled the hole, and if you put two lugs together, they overlap, so they don't sit flush to the plate. So what I've had to do is, if you can see there, so we've got, hold on, so we've got one lug on that side on the last bolt, come in one, and you've got that lug there. And you've got to miss a bolt onto the next one, and then I'm going to miss, well, where am I? That bolt there, you see my finger there, that one, and then go on to the front one. So that's the idea. Now there, that's a long way. A hell of a long way. I've never had that before, which is nice to work with. So I've got to plan the glam plate. I'm going to use a little bit of a trick to get the measure. So what I'll do is I won't put that in this, but I will make a tip video and put it on a short video on YouTube. And then we've got to go. So the cables come through the ducts into the pit and down and under the panel. The pit is 1.5 meters deep. There's plenty of room. And then we've got all of that, look, all of that nastiness. There's all the cables out there. So next job is shorten them, get them pulled in through the ducts underneath. I'm going to drill the glam plate, and then I've allowed, is it 1440? So 1440 inside the panel gets me enough, just in case I need to like make a little kick. Not that I'd be making much kicks in 500mm singles, but if they need to sweep across and into the lug, that's enough. That's enough to do it. It can go anywhere in the general vicinity if I leave 1440. I'm just hoping that I've got enough room underneath to move the excess away and get it into the hole without having too much of a mess about. But I think this will go pretty well once I get started. So I'll get back to you when I get started, like I've just said. See you in a bit. So there's the plate marked out. See the little white dots? So you've got that, the original image, so it's just mirrored. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and then 1 offset. Same again, 1, 2, 3, 1 offset, 1, 2, 3, 1 offset. Look at this mud. Not used to this malarkey. So that's the 16. All set now, so I've just got to drill the holes, and they are 63s, so there'll be a whole lot of drilling going on. Please forgive me, I've lied to you. I promise I'll never do it again, but I have lied. It's a 50mm, not a 63. So, are we alright? Okay. Promise I won't do it no more. And our little thumbs. So, as you'll be aware, nothing goes smoothly in cable jointing, really. What a state of me. But the glands that they've ordered, 50mm aluminium AWAs for the AWAs, sorry, no fit. So they need to be 50 normals. So let's put that on hold. It is 25 to 3. Site shuts at 5:30. So I can go over site, across all the mud and the commotion. And there's some 185s to do, so I might be able to at least gland them. I'm going to go and have a look at the panel now and see what I need and see what the situation is. Good, innit? Be a joint with the said. It'd be fun. It is, but it is a pain in the buttocks at the same time. That was the job I had to move on to. So I've got one set that needs to come forward and up because the other cable's resting on it at the minute, but that's not a big issue. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to jump off there and into the top. I've got that one set tomorrow ready for a measure, and then that one needs to come over, and then they get terminated in there. There's not a vast amount of room, as you can see. So there's that one in. It's only about, I don't know, 550 or something, 600mm, and then different heights of the cores, of the lengths of the cores. So it's not too bad. It'll be manageable. I'll get that terminated tomorrow, and then hopefully the glands, the 50 normal glands, will be here. And I can get some of them thrown in as well. But the site shuts in, what time is it now? Oh, it's half past. Site shuts in a quarter of an hour, so I need to get gone. So I'll see you in a bit. There we go. Been with a few beers. Back to the digs. There's the digs. Can I traverse this? You can't see it, but there is. I'd say it's quite a slope. Am I gonna fall? Who knows? No, That was a proper Instagram thing, wasn't it? Anyway. Back of the van, huh? It's raining now. But I've had beer, so I don't care. It can rain as long as it wants. And I'm full of beer. So, got a busy day tomorrow. They've got the glands ordered. And I've got 3 185s to do. And then get onto the single 500 mils. What a life! What a life! I'm not even that drunk, really. I am. Here we are then, another terrific panel design, this time by Schneider. We've got the 3 4 core 185s coming in and the 2 earths. The earths go up onto the earth bar there. They're going to be the last one to be connected because I'll have to bend them right down in there and come back up because of the size of them. But if we just have a quick look, this is how close I'm stood. I can't move the camera any further away because it's right in front of my face. So I need to get the black onto this one here, right? So if I do that, then I cut off the grey from this cable and this cable. So I need to put the grey, the 2 greys, the 2 L3s onto here before I can then terminate the black, the L2s. I can't put the neutrals in, that's why that's up there, because that comes over there and down, right, onto the neutral bar, and it completely cuts off the L1s, the browns, right? So I'm going to have to bend the 2 cables from here over and onto where they sit on there. Then I'll terminate. I mean, you're supposed to do 1 cable at a time, and then you move on to the next cable. I'm having to do different cores out of different cables because I can't fit them in otherwise. Plus, you need some sort of muscular skeletal disease to get in this panel, right? I can't. 2 seconds. I'm just going to measure what my shoulders are, and then I'm going to measure this panel. Right. My shoulders are about 550 mil wide, right? This panel is 320 mil wide. So the grey that's in that corner now, right? For me to work on that, I've got to work like I've got to work like diagonal so I can get my arms in, because to do it, they get stuck. Who designs things like this? Who thinks this is acceptable? Like, unbelievable. So I can't terminate 1 cable at a time because I cut myself off. I can't get in to the panel because, let's face it, who could? But yeah, just go and do that. All right, mate. Yeah, I'll just go and do that. Let's see about this for a measure. Go. Ah, you sausage. There he goes. Yes. That's a pretty good measure that you can get it on with one hand and not even move the bolt much. Anyway, enough farting about. I'm trying to make some money here. Right, there we go. Not the greatest job in the world, but with what you've got, what can you do? Terminating cables differently in different orders because you cut yourself off if you put 1 cable in, then the next one, then the next one. That's how bad it is. But I've just been looking, right? Look at this. So obviously Schneider will have got the spec. I think there was 3 cables coming in to feed the panel. Now, if you look, you've got 1, 2, 3 bolt holes, right? That one is part of this, so that's disregarded. But even on that one, there's 3, and there's 3 bolt holes on that one. So what they've thought is, we put 3 holes in, so they can put 1 on that one, they can put 1 on that one, and then they can put 1 on that one, which is directly below that one. How would you do it? Would you bring it down onto the other side of it? But then you've got that, so it wouldn't sit. I mean, who thought of that? But that's what you're dealing with. That's your panel design, or your panel building. I can't put the S away because I haven't got any 8mm, 185 8mm. So now, back over onto the big ones. Now we've got the glands, so I can get all muddy and stuff again. Just had enough time tonight to get a gland on the neutral 500, and I've got that. That's L1. That one lives in the, have you seen the distance? It's about 1300mm or something. So that one's in. Get that crimped in the morning. Get that one down and in, crimped in the morning. Get those 2 on, and then we've got to get some more of them pulled in, which is up there. Look, there, look, they're all laid there. So that's tomorrow's job. Back in the mud, but more importantly, back on the money. This is where it is. This is where it's at. So I've got to get them thrown in. I've just been over to the other end of these, to another panel, and basically they're coming through the ducts. There's about 400mm, then the gland plate, but the distance from the gland plate to the bottom of the ducts, let's say, is about 400mm. So there is no chance you're bending single core 500s in 400 by 400. So they're gonna have to pull them out into another duct, so I can basically, well, so I can basically do that, so I can let them sweep round and then come up. Oh, hey, cable jointers life is never simple. Fun, but never simple. Right, that's the 4 in, the back 4. I've got one crimped on. I've got to get the rest of them done with the big fella. That was the one that got repaired. There was a, which one was it? That there. That was missing a little bit. So yeah, that was Simon at Jointech. Excellent. Well, the high pressure division of Jointech. Fantastic. So I'm going to get them done now. I'll try and show you the process. See if it. I've got enough. I haven't got a lot of room. I mean, there's the wall. There's the panel. It's not as if I can get a decent shot at it, but we'll try. Right, I have no idea of how much you can actually see, but I've got the little piece of cable, lugs in place. I'm going to measure, I'm going to mimic the cable going in up to the top of the barrel, which is, there we are. So I'm going to make it hit there, so obviously that's as far as it can go. It can't go up to here, but if you do push that inside into the back, right, that's the length of it, you put it against there, you see how much longer it is, so your cable will be that much longer. So what you need to do is push it to the front. You push it to the front, that's how long it is, and there you go. So you know not to push it to the back bit, push it to the front bit. I'm just going to tighten this up because that isn't making a true interpretation of what the cable's going to be doing. So up there, I don't know whether you can see past my shoulder. There we go, it's stopped. Pull that out. I'm going to mark on that. There we go. So now I've got to get the big cutter in through this little gap. Again, not sure how much you can see of that, so I'll tilt it up a little bit. Oh, knock it over a little bit. But it goes through that gap. What I'll do is I'll pull that towards me and I can get the cut and then I can drop it into the lug. So try and slip this. Oh! Snotty nose day. So now, you use the exhaust cutter for this, then you know you're going to get a nice round cut. You just don't press as hard because obviously you don't want to score the copper. But you can feel it. You can feel the difference there. Like I know there, that's through now. That's enough. Well, that's a good sign. It's got resistance, so you know that you haven't gone all the way through. What I just had to do, set the ratchet strap up, because what had happened when I bent the cable this way, it had bent out of position, so it was a little bit short of the lug. You could see some copper, and I couldn't hold it up at the same time and do the crimp, so I've had to set a little ratchet up just to pull it up into place, and then I can crimp it. It was just the way when I'd bent it out the front, it had misshapen it, and I just couldn't hold it with one hand. So now I'm just going to put the crimp on it. Got that spread. So I need the gland down. Oh! You what? Man's a bloody genius! I enjoyed doing that so much, I'm going to do it again. I thought it was really good. Simple pleasures, please, simple minds. This is officially now my new favourite thing. Yow! As you can see, the lighting's not the best, also the camera angle's not the best, but all I'm doing is the cable that I've just put up through the gland hole, I'm now pulling it up into position, and I utilise the little chain block, and what this does, it pulls it up under control. I can guide it into into the gland hole without damaging the thread. And it's a really good way of, it's really safe, but it's also a very precise way of getting the cable inside. I've used it on other projects, but I'm doing it again on this one because it is so good. And then it just gets me, I'm able to tighten the lock nut and get it all fixed in place without too much stress and strain on myself, but also on the cable, because it's only an aluminium gland and they're not the greatest, let's face it. But yeah, so that's that job sorted. And that's how you do that on your own. Just utilising the little chain block over the top of the copper buzz bar and just pulling it up into place. I'll just check the lock nut now to make sure it's tight. Oh, quarter to 10. So that's that done. There's the brown in, black next. Happy days. Easy peasy, lemon squeeze. Look at that fat belly. Terrible, old man. What I've had to do now is I've had to change the way I'm terminating the cables, the way I'm crimping them, because I can't get, obviously, if I put the lug on, I can't bend it towards me because it's too close to this. So I'm having to drop it out of the gland, which is it is a mega pain, but it's the only real way to do it. So I've got the little chain block set up, so I'm not stressing the lock nut and the ring and the thread too much, because you don't want to be twisting that on, twisting it back off, twisting it, because it's only aluminium. There's every chance that it'll bite and then you have had it. So I'm going to wind this up now, get a measure, then I've got to drop it back down, crimp it, and then put it back up. So that's why I've got that, because otherwise I'd have to lift it up, tighten the lock nut, get the measure, make sure it's right, drop it back off, take the lock nut off, and you know what I mean? So yeah. That's why I've got that set up, quicker and easier and safer as well. Well, that's it for this week. I've got 12 of those away, 12 500s. I've got the 3 4-core 185s in the earths. So that'll wait for me on Monday morning, the other 4. And then see what happens from there, where I go from there. I've also got myself one of them. A blood blister. I haven't had one of them for ages. That is killing, by the way. That is really hurting. Anyway, that's it. So I shall see you next week on this job. And although it's backwards, don't forget to subscribe. Adios. See you on the next one.